The other day from Montreal recording this audio, able to use his LTIL train. Because holy crap, Ellie from the Vancouver Canucks should marry perfectly. Muzzin has a $5.6 million with Muzzin on the LTIR in the playoffs, or until the playoffs, I should say. And now, you take a look at the to do this kind of thing. Everybody and their mother has an opinion about Miller and the Leafs so let's go over a few opinions that some NHL people have gone out there and highlighted as to what Miller and the Leafs could potentially, look like, starting out with Patrick Allvin. Firstly, he has been our most consistent and best player. Now, this was something that was, again, a few days ago, but it does kind of go out there and say, just because the media says that a guy is going to be traded, does not mean we're going to go out there and trade a guy. Now, what this quote also says isn't necessarily that JT Miller isn't going to be moved at all. Allvin is not saying that Miller is an absolute untouchable and that he's going to stay on the Canucks till the end of his contract next year. It's just that for the sake of making a trade, he is not going to do that if it's based off of the media and what all their speculation is going out there and highlighting, So let's just start off this entire conversation with that idea. This is what Dan Riccio said on Twitter. Just going to say that JT Miller is exactly the type of player the Leafs need to win in a playoff series, so they'll probably just go for another small-ish skill guy instead. Now, he's being facetious and joking around with that tweet, but Miller is indeed one of these players that, when I think about what the Toronto Maple Leafs could use a little bit more of, JT Miller and his profile does come to mind. Now, they have been, the Leafs in general, scoring a little more greasier, in-tight, rebound-ish kind of goals compared to previous seasons. It's just, Miller is a guy that excels in so many different assets of goal scoring. He can dangle guys, he can go solo it from his own zone up until the opposing team's net. He can snipe it once in a while, he can battle along the boards once in a while, he can be a very versatile, all-round offensive player, and he's been so rewarded as a member of the Vancouver Canucks with the amount of points that he puts up, and it's kind of why he is in this position where at $5-point-something million, he is seen as an absolute valuable piece to any potential team looking out there to acquire him. Now, if we go over to that potential acquisition, what could a trade look like for JT Miller? Well, I've seen so many people on Leafs Twitter specifically recommending just these weird trade proposals, like, it's going to be Luke Shen and Miller for Kerfoot and Hall. Like, it's going to go down like that. Like, no. Please. Do not think about this like it's just your scraps, your garbage pieces that you don't want, thrown together to be a good enough package for Miller. Like, no, any Miller trade is not going to have Kerfoot as the number one piece coming back. It's not going to include Justin Hall. I've seen what y'all been saying about Justin Hall. I've seen how this guy's been playing. He sucks. And no, the Vancouver Canucks are not going to go out there and value. This is what Cam Robinson went out there and said. I'll be surprised if Miller ends up in Toronto, but if he does, please believe that Topi Niemela would absolutely need to be a part of the package. A legit A-level right-handed D prospect is just what the doctor ordered in Vancouver. Now, Topi Niemela has been spectacular this season in the Finnish Liga. He has exploded out of nowhere. Okay, I shouldn't say out of nowhere.
Ready to reframe the way you look at investing? The TD Advisor can help you with personalized financial advice. TD Ready Advice. Online, in person, or on the phone.
Everything I studied at BCIT helped prepare me for my job. You get to work more one-on-one with.
He's been good, but I think he's a lot better today than a lot of people thought he would be back when he was drafted in 2020. But it's Topi Niemela, it's Timothy Liljegren, it's other prospects you have. Rodion Amirov, by the way, that guy was diagnosed with a brain tumor earlier today, so very unfortunate for him. Hopefully he's able to go out there and recover properly. Really, really unfortunate news for sure. Just good that he's trying to go out there and stay positive about the entire thing. But there are indeed a number of younger players, younger prospects that the Leafs do have that the Vancouver Canucks should go out there and highlight if they do indeed trade Miller to Toronto. Those three guys, as well as, of course, a first-round pick, which is a given, and then maybe you have another roster player on top of that as well, because everybody has been kind of highlighting, okay, Miller is so gosh darn valuable that this is somewhat akin to maybe a Jake Chitrin trade price out there. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's just JT Miller. You're not going to go out there and get that much for him. Here's something I wanted to highlight as well to end off this video from my buddy Sheldon, also from the BCIT Radio Arts program. Before any JT Miller trade offer is constructed by other fan bases, so this is for you, Leafs fans, please consult this list of players Miller has outscored over the last 3 years and ask yourself what you would pay for them. Because he should be worth just as much. JT Miller over the past 3 seasons combined has more points than Johnny Gaudreau, Mikko Rantanen, Alexander Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, Kopitar, Karlsson, Tavares, Crosby, Stamkos, Gensel, Stone, Svechnikov, Yossi, Lindholm, Hedman, Nylander, O'Reilly, and Braden Point. 72 points in 69 games played when the Vancouver Canucks acquired him in 2019-20, and over a point per game in the playoffs. 46 points in 53 games when the team absolutely stunk. They got infected with the virus and were terrible in that season in the North Division. This year, he's over a point per game too, 53 points, 50 games played, on pace for an 85-point year. He's really good. This is an elite caliber player. And you're not going to acquire a player like this for Kerfoot and Hall. So Leafs fans, stop going with that because he's worth more than that. And so, yeah, Jake Muzzin, eh? I get it. Muzzin is a super valuable piece to your team, and everybody knows how good he needs to be, especially when he's playing with Justin Hall. So, just like the Rodion Amirov thing, super unfortunate to see the collision against the Montreal Canadiens that other night. And seeing him go to the hospital and everything, you never want to see anybody go under those circumstances. But fact is, it happened. And now the Canadiens, or not the Canadiens, no, not them. The Leafs have themselves a decision to be made if Muzzin does indeed go on the LTIR. And, you know, I get it. A lot of people were going out there and complaining about Vegas, Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, obviously Nikita Kucherov last year, and Patrick Kane back in 2013. These are the cap circumvention quote-unquote times when teams are allowed to go out there and do this because it's actually allowed under the rulebook. But Toronto fans, you guys might be getting your own taste of doing this kind of action.
What's going on, guys? I'm really excited for today's video. We're going to find out how to get a team of rookies with you in NHL 22. So to get started here, we have to actually sub out a team. I've already subbed out the Arizona Coyotes because by far the lowest rated team in this game. You can see there we're called the Riverside Rookies, but sounding cool. And Riverside is a town right next to my home city of Windsor. Top players there, you got Morgan Snyder, got Oldrich, Swayman. So a couple of solid goalies there, maybe look carry us. You guys can see each other the Lion logo. I was going to like that Simba sort of theme there for the rookies. Now we're 86 overall, which means we're the lowest rated team in the Central and second lowest in the West. Thing is, I think our team's a lot better than shown on paper, as all of our players obviously are young since they're rookies. They still have potential, and I think half of them are like elite potential. So by the end of the year, we could be at least 7, if not 8 overall team. But I feel like playoffs definitely is another question. And look, guys, before you jump to the franchise, put money in the thumbs up on this video. It really helps me out. And I'm actually guys going to show this team is looking like. I just finished adding the line. Honestly, I think it might be kind of nasty. So here's a look at the NHL 22 all-rookie team. We got the USA World Junior team on the first line, Matthew Boldy, Trevor Zegras, Cole Caulfield, and a +3. Second line there, Raymond Lundell, Bunting, also get a +3. So top 6 should play pretty well. These 4 here on the right side all have elite potential. I did notice that I put Raymond on the first line for the Caulfield. He gets a +5. Thing is, I feel like the 2 +3 is probably better for the top 2 lines. That way, you know, they're both playing better as opposed to just the one. So hopefully this works out. Also, we got 2 elites on each line, so pretty balanced. Third line here, Downey, Newhook, Mercer. Fourth line, Jarvis, Killick, and G-Knot. So bomb 6 was decent too. And now we go on the defense. We got Drysdale and Sire on the top pair, get a +5. Second pair there, Byron Fairbury, get a +1. Bottom pair, Carrier, Lundgren. So I think our defense was pretty good. Goaltending wise, Lundgren there, our starter, 85 overall, sitting back up 4. I should show you guys 2, Paxton and Knight. Other rookie goalies. Paxton, I think, literally played like 1 game shy of not being rookie last season. Kind of funny. Knight did the lowest grade, actually has the highest potential. Just the roster 22 this year to really make this team. Also, 2 strats. I've got Sean Jersey here. Same name as Lundgren, but I think he got a -1 off the bottom pair. So you guys a couple teams too. +5 for both power plays. Like, this team is going to be nuts. That was really good. They actually play +5. You have a bunch of 90s on a power play. 4-man power play here, +7 first, 0 on the second. PK gets a +5. Henry does so well for this team. 0 on the 2 3-man last week. That's pretty good. I mean, looking at that first power play, it's going to be really, really nice. So very happy with how the team's looking. Obviously, I'm just hoping they make the playoffs. Real quick, guys, I want to thank Bounty Sports sponsors today's video. They're a new daily fantasy sports platform that switches things up with a simple, easy to use, and style.